The room is too quiet for what's about to happen. My name is still echoing from the podium, applause tapering off like a lie finally losing momentum. I feel the heat of the lights. The weight of 16 years. Someone in the back clears his throat. I don't turn yet. I already know who it is. I keep my hands flat on the lectern so they won't shake. Congratulations, a man says behind me. Familiar voice did. Trying to sound proud, I breathe in. Count to 3. Smile without warmth. This is not the moment I planned for. But it's close enough. They think this day belongs to me because of the doctorate. The defense. The letters after my name. They're wrong. This day belongs to the man to the second row, right side aisle. The one in the borrowed suit. Hands folded like he doesn't quite know where they go in places like this. Miguel didn't cry when I thanked my committee. He didn't clap too loudly either. He just nodded. Once. Like this outcome had always been obvious, my biological parents sit 3 rows behind him. Separate chairs, separate lives. Still united in entitlement. I didn't invite them. That's important, they came anyway. After the applause dies, people approach in clusters. Professors, students, strangers who want selfies with accomplishment. I accept the praise with mechanical grace. My eyes track the room. I see my father Miguel rise slowly, waiting his turn, like he's always done. That's when my real father steps forward. Up close, he smells like aftershave and impatience. Hey, he says like we spoke last week. Can we get a picture? He gestures toward his phone. Already unlocked. Already certain. I look at the phone. Then at him. Then past him. Miguel is standing there, unsure if he should approach. I make my decision. No. I say, 1 syllable. Clean. Surgical. The room doesn't react, but something inside my father does. A flicker of confusion, then annoyance. I just thought. I know what you thought. I say. You've always been very confident in your assumptions. I step around him and walk straight to Miguel. This is my father, I say, loud enough for the people nearest us to hear. Miguel freezes. I take his hand. This is the man who raised me. Silence spreads like oil. My biological father laughs, sharp and disbelieving. That's not funny. I meet his eyes for the first time. I'm not joking. That's when his face changes. And that's when I know I'm ready to finish this. When I was 12, they left me to shelter on a Tuesday. I remember because Tuesdays were lasagna days, and I hated lasagna. I didn't eat. My mother told the intake worker I was difficult. My father didn't look at me once. You cost too much, he said in the parking lot, adjusting his watch. We'll be back when you're useful. I believed him. Belief is a farce when it's never used. Hours later, the shelter lights dimmed. Kids cried in whispers. I cried in a stairwell where no one could see me. Miguel did. He was a janitor. Late 40s, kind eyes. He handed me a paper towel and waited. Didn't rush me. Didn't lie. You hungry? He asked. I nodded. Okay, he said. Then you're coming home with me. Just like that. No drama. No paperwork miracles. Just a man who saw a kid breaking and decided not to look away. Miguel's apartment smelled like coffee and floor cleaner. He gave me his bed and took the couch. The next morning, he made eggs and walked me to school like it was the most natural thing in the world. He never asked what I wanted to be. He just made sure I survived long enough to decide. Years passed. I grew careful, quiet, observant. Miguel worked nights and studied English during the day. He corrected my homework with a dictionary and pride he tried to hide. He came to every school event in that same jacket. Clapped too loud, smiled too wide. My parents never called. Until they did. I was 23. Already published. Already noticed. My mother left a voicemail. Crying. Apologetic, vague. My father emailed. Short, interested. Curious about my trajectory. Red flag. I met them once. Neutral ground. Cafe. Windows everywhere. They talked about themselves. About how hard things had been. About how expensive kids were. About how proud they were now. They asked for nothing directly. That's how I knew they wanted something. I left early. They didn't chase me. Not yet. The discovery came by accident. A grant application. A background check. A name mismatch that wouldn't resolve. I pulled records. Birth certificates. Old filings, and then I saw it. My parents hadn't just abandoned me. They'd taken out a policy. A child life insurance policy. Large. Specific, with a clause that mature was declared deceased or permanently lost. They'd never reported me missing. Because missing didn't pay. My hands didn't shake when I read it. That scared me more than if they had. I kept digging. Depths. Lawsuits. Patterns, they'd done this before, not children. Assets, I wasn't their son, I was a failed investment. I confronted them separately, my mother cried harder. Said she'd been scared. Said my father handled the money. My father didn't bother, you turned out fine. He said, so what's the problem? That's when something in me went quiet, I stopped arguing, I started planning. The investigation took 2 years. I waited until my defense date was public, until my name carried weight. Until their financial desperation peaked. Then I sent the documentation anonymously, to insurers, to auditors, to people who ask questions for a living. I didn't testify. I did paper trail, spoke fluently. Back in the auditorium, my father's phone buzzes, once. Twice. He checks it. Color drains from his face, my mother is already crying. Miguel squeezes my hand. Everything okay, he whispers. It will be. I say. Security approaches my parents with professional politeness. There are questions. There always are. As they're escorted out, my father looks at me. Really looks. Not with ownership, with fear. I meet his gaze, then I turn away. Later outside, I stand under the evening sky. I didn't know. He says. About all that? I know, I say. He nods. That single nod again. I'm proud of you, he says. That's the only picture I keep, not the one my father wanted. The one where I finally walked away, and didn't look back.